Hey guys, now you can follow me on Facebook. Just go to facebook.com/ultramaximusreviews. A big ugly mutant with a crowbar and a torch. This'll end well. Oh hey look, it's WWE!
You suck.
Hello YouTube, Ultra Maximus back with another toy review, and today we're taking a look at another DC Comics Multiverse figure, and it's the Mutant Leader from the New 52 Doomsday Collect and Connect series. Now, I got this at my local Ross for $8.99. I almost bought this at my local Walgreens for $20 about a month ago, and I passed on it because it's been sitting on the shelf, and I'm glad I did because I found it for half the price over at Ross. So now that leaves me with just Supergirl and Lex Luthor needed to complete my Doomsday, which I'm really excited for. That'll be very, very fun. So let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging. So here we have the Mutant Leader in the packaging. If you don't know who this character is, he's from The Dark Knight Returns. This is the guy that runs the mutant gang that Batman ends up fighting in the first half of The Dark Knight Returns and ultimately ends up beating, and the gang starts following Batman. He's really kind of creepy with these giant weird man nipples. He comes with a torch and looks like a crowbar, and then he's got the Collect and Connect piece for Doomsday, which the whole reason I even got this was for Doomsday. But yeah, it's got the DC Multiverse logo up there. There's some artwork from the comic book right there. Side of the package has nothing. That side of the package has more artwork and then has a quick bio. So just kind of a close-up. There he is. Yes, there he is. And there's that. And side of the package, there's the artwork of Frank Miller. And then here is a write-up. If you want to pause and read this, you are more than welcome to. Back of the package has all the other figures in this wave that you need to build Doomsday. And it's Armored Batman, which I reviewed. Armored Robin, which I reviewed. Lex Luthor, which I have not purchased yet. And Supergirl, which I also need. This figure here, and then Superman Doomed, which I've also reviewed. And I'll put cards to all these that I have reviewed in this video, so if you want to go check them out, you're more than welcome to. And there's what Doomsday looks like, which is pretty cool. And yeah, there he is. Can't wait to get that guy put together. And then here are all the other figures in this wave. So yeah, by the way, that guy looks really cool, and you need to get two because you got to get the unmasked one from Walgreens. So yeah, there is the packaging. Let's go ahead and get the Mutant Leader out of box and see what we think. So here we have the Mutant Leader out of the packaging, and he's still the Mutant Leader. It's an okay figure. It's interesting. It will help round out my Dark Knight collection, that's for sure. Again, the reason I got him was for this Build-A-Figure part, or Collect and Connect part for Doomsday. I only need now Supergirl and Lex Luthor to complete the New 52 Doomsday, which I can get Luthor on, I think, Amazon for like $6, and then my local Walmart's got Supergirl for like 16. Well, one of my local Walmarts. I have to go and pick her up, but definitely cool. This is the arm for Doomsday. Very neat. So very close to finishing him, and I will definitely do so here in 2018. And well, that is a resolution. Well, I don't know if that's a resolution per se, but I guess it's something that I want to do. Yeah, so this guy, he's okay. He's not too bad. If you're finishing out your Dark Knight, this is definitely one that you want to get. I'm surprised that we have not gotten a mud-covered version of this guy. They did just do a 2-pack of Armored Batman and Superman that are kind of dark colored for, I think it's a comic book cover. It'd be neat to see a 2-pack with the Batman and this guy covered in mud as they fight. That would be pretty neat. I wouldn't mind that. Maybe we'll get a convention exclusive or something. But he comes with this little torch, and he's got the little crowbar, so that's kind of cool. Now, it was kind of weird because, like my Praetorian Guard, I had to like pull his hands open to get these things in there. And there's a couple QC issues with this figure in the wrists, and I think it's the way they're designed. But yeah, so overall, not too terribly bad. I'm going to take these out for, or at least that one out for, I'm going to take both of them out for articulation if we can get this guy to focus. There we go. Okay. Oh, what is up with my camera lately? So let's see. His head moves back and forth. He can look down just a little bit and hardly looks up at all. He can crunch down really far, crunches back. Okay. He has a twist at the waist. He's got, his arms can go up that far. They twist around at the joint. There's an upper arm twist. Has a single jointed elbow. He has a twist at the wrist. And this one, as you can see, has kind of a bad QC issue where it just doesn't line up right. And I think that's because of the little spikes on the wrists. He can kick that far up. He kicks that far back. He doesn't go out. Well, one leg goes out really far and the other one doesn't, which is really, really strange. And the gap pits are designed a little better in this guy. He's got single jointed knees, no twists at the boots. He's got hinges at his feet and no ankle pivot. Oh, isn't it sad? So taking a closer look at the figure itself, it is pretty well done for what it is. Again, I'm not a big fan of this character. I thought he was just kind of an character in the comics, but it was a pretty iconic character. So if you haven't read the book, spoiler alert, he was running the mutant gang that Batman ends up fighting in like a garbage dump or something, in a big mud pit. And he beats him and takes over this gang, and they put Batman tattoos on their faces. Then he goes after the Joker, the second half of the book, and then fights Superman. It's really, really weird. So anyway, I think they captured the likeness pretty well. It's painted decently. I mean, he's basically flesh-colored because he's shirtless. The odd thing is he doesn't have those giant, weird nipples on it, which I don't like, and at the same time like that they didn't do. I don't know. The torch looks pretty good. The torch would have been better if it was translucent plastic, I think, rather than painted. But it does look like the comic. I like the crowbar. The little spikes on his head look good. The little spikes around his wrists and his belt look nice. I definitely dig that. The muscles, they work for the most part. It's a little glossy. It'd been nice if they kind of uses the matte color on him. I mean, his face is sculpted well. He's got the nice little snarl and the upturned nose, and then his little goggles look good. So, I mean, sculpt and paint-wise, it is a decent figure. Now looking at the midsection of the figure, again, pretty well done. The belt with the spikes, I like the silver, that looks good. The pants look pretty decent. They're kind of a dingy jeans type thing going on there. The crowbar is a nice color for the plastic. It looks good and metallic-y. The only issue I've really got with the figure is the right hand is a little wonky up at the wrist, but I think that's because of the spikes that are on his wrist, and I believe they've got it mispainted. He's got like the spikes coming out of the flesh, and they should be like part like the belt is. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and read that again. I know he had the spikes coming out of his head, but he may have had the spikes on his wrists like that too. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and look at it. But yeah, again, not a badly done figure. And finally, taking a look at the legs of the figure, again, the pants are sculpted pretty well, go all the way down. He's got the spikes around his ankles on the orange bands. That looks nice. I like the silver paint apps. He's got these nasty, gnarly feet with the gray toenails, which is very cool that they painted the toenails on there. He's got the gray fingernails, too, I forgot to mention before, up on the hands. But that's a nice touch and just looks really nasty and gnarly, and they did a good job with it, I will say that. For comparison, here we have the mutant leader with the unmasked armored Batman. This is the Walgreens exclusive unmasked head that came with the Flash. And then we've got him with Anti-Eternia He-Man, another Matty figure. So just kind of compare the size of this guy to them. It's a very similar mold. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if this was a Masters of the Universe mold redone. And yeah, I mean, he's nice and he's big and bulky, but to be honest, I picture him bigger. He doesn't seem big enough. He should be at least as big as He-Man there, and he should definitely be bigger than Batman, because in the comics I remember him towering over Batman, which is a bit of a disappointment, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Again, the only reason I got this figure was for the Doomsday part. So is the Mutant Leader from The Dark Knight Returns a figure that you want in your DC Multiverse collection? If you're collecting all the figures from The Dark Knight Returns, this is definitely one that you're going to want to add. He's very iconic. I like the figure, and I'm glad I do have it for my Dark Knight shelf, but this is not one I really wanted to rush out and get, obviously. I mean, it's taken me like a year to get the thing. The only reason, like I've said several times in the video, was to get the Doomsday Build-A-Part, and it was on sale at Ross. You know, for $8, this is a fantastic figure. And even for $20, it's not a bad figure. It's done well. It's done true to the Dark Knight comic. And it will round that shelf out very, very nicely. He just wasn't a big character to me. Now, maybe if they make some additional mutants to go with him, I might like him a little more. And I do think it would be cool to release him and the Batman figure in a mud-covered 2-pack version from their fight scene in the comic. I think that would be really, really cool. Kind of like what they did with the Superman and Batman 2-pack cover 2-pack that they just released not too long ago. But overall, for what it is, it's a decent figure. So there he is, the Mutant Leader from Batman The Dark Knight Returns from DC Multiverse.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, thumbs it up. If you hate this video, thumbs it down. To watch more Ultra Maximus, click on the links to the right. Don't forget to subscribe and share, like us on Facebook, and look for more videos in the future.